I posted on Facebook a lot. I was saying how we're all gods and goddesses, and that's portraying basically, it's saying something along the lines of how we are enabled by this materialistic war, or this war that you want to say is over idolatry, or it's a war that's basically idolized, through like prophecies, or it's prophesized that these idols and everything are going to go to war. Because in the Old Testament, you got to understand something about the American tradition, the American way, as being Christians. Now, I'm not saying Christians are good people. I'm not saying they're bad people. If I were to tell you the truth, or my like opinion right now would probably be that they might be some of the worst people. So, like, look, I'm just saying, like, you got yeah, man, I'm just saying, I'm just being honest. You got people worshiping idols. You got idols worshiping idols, basically, because I mean, whatever you want to say is happening. Like, I don't really want to get into like the violence and like what's going on and stuff, because it's just not really necessary. I mean, but to prepare your mind with something, just know that you are a god, or you are a goddess in a war against another god and another goddess, or a god or another goddess. So gods would be at war against gods, and goddesses would be at war against goddesses, and that's truly, truly how it has played out, because we're not reading the script correctly. The scripture is one thing, but we're not actually like playing our role as significantly as a director, like would have us play out our role. So we go to these Hollywood movies and get not deceived, more like defeated by deceitful tactics and stuff that is involved in the movie theaters, but we miss all this information growing up. And remember, Zionism, which is basically like uh, the pedestal that Israel, which is like the upliftment of like the New World Government, Central Intelligence, Counterintelligence Programming Organization, like that whole thing is a part of Christianity. Like that comes from Christianity, because a lot of the psychology, a lot of the sciences and stuff came through, or I would say a lot of sects of Christianity. Now, Christianity in itself isn't even supposed to be a religion necessarily. It's more like a domain. Like if you have like a football stadium and a lot of fans are in the football stadium, you would say those fans are in the stadium of that team. Well, like the team is Christianity, and then there's like about 33,000 sects of Christianity throughout the world, spread out throughout across the world. You know what I'm trying to say? But it gets real with like the gods and the goddesses. So you just have to know that you're a god or a goddess, and then understand that, and then go back inside. But I mean, just to be able to like communicate on a certain level, or like a certain extent, like if you want it. If you want it and don't believe,